Well, happy Easter, my lovelies. I thought I would record an Easter special thought for the week video this week. I don't know about you, but Easter has felt really strange to me this year. It was bizarre not being able to be in church on Easter Sunday and to hug my friends and my family and wish them a happy Easter. But would that really have been the right thing to say? Would it have been right to say happy Easter? Is this Easter 2020 really a happy Easter? As we look at the world and everything that's going on around us, it just seems as if all we see is suffering and death. As I record this to date, there have been just under 10,000 deaths in the UK because of the coronavirus and over 100,000 deaths worldwide. Is this really a happy Easter? Nations are in lockdown, medical services across the world are struggling to cope. Some countries are having to build mass graves to cope with the number of COVID-19 deaths. Is this really a happy Easter? Well, let me take you back to that very first Easter. Let's look at the events of that first Easter weekend. And as we look at the first Easter Friday and Saturday, we don't see scenes of happiness and joy, but all we see is suffering and death. As Jesus is tried and he's tortured and beaten beyond recognition, and then finally executed in one of the cruelest and most agonising ways. All we see on that first Easter Friday and Saturday is suffering and death. But then we come to Easter Sunday morning, when the angel spoke those words to the women in the tomb. Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, he has risen. The tomb was empty, the grave clothes were folded, and Jesus is alive. Jesus has risen. Jesus has beaten death. It says this in 1 Corinthians 15, verse 55. Death has been swallowed up in victory. Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? Jesus has beaten and defeated death, and that means life eternal. If we are, or if you do, trust and in Jesus' death and his resurrection, then when you die, that means life eternal, spent with God in his heavenly kingdom, where there will be no more suffering and no more death. It says this about heaven in Revelation 21, verse 4. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying, or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. Is this really a happy Easter? Well, yes, because at Easter 2020, and with every year, at Easter, we remember and we celebrate that because of Jesus' death and his rising to life, we can have life eternal, where there will be no more suffering and no more death. So my lovelies, I do wish you a very happy Easter. Take care of yourselves, and I look forward to sending you next week's video.